so I tried to fix one of the errors, in particular, this one here, where I had, well, correction, not this one, where I had multiple references to the excerpt class. So, if you recall, this was my print screen from before with all the errors reference multiple definition of different things. And I chose to deal with the excerpt one because multiple definition of excerpt, well, there's only one. Multiple definition of excerpt counter, and so I tried dealing with that. But the way I dealt with that is I created a CPP file because before there was just a header file that had all of the it had all the declarations and implementations, including the declaration and definition of a static function excerpt counter. So I created a CPP file and included the header to excerpt, took out the commented out the private instance variables, and appended or prefixed every method and all the method names and everything with the class name excerpt and the double colon scope resolution operator, hoping that would solve things up. And now my static variable is also implemented in my CPP file, as opposed to before where this was actually implemented in the header file, which was causing issues. So now it's just excerpt counter, it's just there. But that has just led to a lot more issues. So if we go to that, has just, when I originally compiled it, after doing that, I got all these undefined reference to excerpt errors. So undefined reference to excerpt, and a lot of this stuff where it just says there was redefinition of this. Basically, it's thinking that I've redefined the things. I've defined them both in the header file and the CPP file, which, again, as you can see, has not been the case. The header file just has declarations only, no implementation. And the CPP file has all of the implementation. However, these errors seem to imply that there's been redefinition of the various things. So redefinition of, for example, this parameterized constructor for excerpt, both in the CPP file on line 14 and on line 24 in the header file. So, and it does that for like everything. It seems to think there's redefinitions, which again, if we go to line 14 in the header file, or correction, in the CPP file, we'll see that, I have some implementation here for set excerpt ID, but it is set excerpt ID, it's just defined here. Or if I look at line 24 for the constructor, it is defined in the header file and it is implemented in the implementation file. So I'm not really sure what's going on now. I just figured I'd pop in and show you that. But I basically, all these errors are the same thing. They're like, there's a redefinition of something in excerpt, whether that's a method like get expert ID on line 20 in the implementation file, and it was previously defined in the header file, in this case in line 30. So it keeps saying that there's just all these redefinitions because, previously defined. In this case, again, redefinition here as it was previously defined here. And it's showing in both cases, excerpt, which I don't have it redefined. I'm just double checking again even as I'm talking. But no, it's like, get excerpt ID. It's clearly just declared here and defined get exert ID here. So that is a little puzzling. We'll have to figure that out. I wasn't sure if it was the CMake file. Basically, I opened up the CMake file to see if that was the case. But I only have the expert header file and CPP file once. I've rebuilt my thing a few times here. So as you can see, I just did it again where I've rebuilt the CMake file. Actually, that time it did give me something different. What did I take there? Build stop, command failed. So maybe it's just needs to. I've tried to rebuild the CMake file, and it says it's rebuilt. Like if I do it again, reload the CMake file, rebuild it, generating done. Build files have been written, but it doesn't seem to be working. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that. These are the errors I keep getting after, and I keep running it because I keep rebuilding the make file, and I don't understand why it's saying redefinition, because clearly in my header file I've just got declarations. So anyway, this is the joys of programming. So I'll come back when I actually have a solution. Hopefully I just wanted to show the interim.